Keep breathing.
Oh, gosh.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. She has a hard time breathing here next to me. Oh my God. Hello, Gerda. Hello, Danielle. Hello, Abby. Hello, Linda.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, we're gonna try not to make this whole thing like a gibberish situation from the beginning till the end, but we're having a hard time being serious. But I am so excited to welcome my friend Kathleen for this live to talk to you, my sweet butterflies, and have her join in today's new prompt.
Thank you.
You happy to be here?
Yeah, of course. I'm so glad I'm back.
She would be too scared to say anything else. There's stairs right next to her, so if I push her, she will fly. And of course, today you get 2 ones for the price of 1. How cool are we?
The blood and the dark.
So, for those who've never seen this show before, this has nothing to do with Harry Potter. We're just big Harry Potter fans. Well, she is indulging my Harry Potter vanity, if that's a word. I hope I didn't say anything wrong. Look, people are happy to see you.
Thank you.
Hello, Jane. Hello, Andrea. Hello, Annika. Already thought it would be you. All those who guessed it right from the first time.
Why?
That's how secretive our friendship is. Don't tell anyone. Oh, hello, Lisa from South Africa. Oh, you must have quite some different weather than what we're having here. But we're not going to start like every Saturday morning, because every Saturday we start this show by exchanging weather commodities. What's the weather like where you are? We're having nice weather. We don't care what kind of weather it is outside. We're having nice weather because, first of all, we're together.
Sunshine is here.
There you go. Sunshine. My own personal private sunshine is here, first of all. And second of all, well, my friends are here for a party tonight, so who cares what kind of weather we have? We're gonna have fun anyway. Okay, let's see how we are doing. People are still joining in, so we're going to wait like for 1 or 2 more minutes before we head off with today's challenge. But how was your first night this weekend at the High House?
Oh, I slept so well. It is so quiet here.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, I love it.
Especially yesterday evening, it was quiet when we had to have the police over and everything.
There's always something special.
There's always something special here. So yesterday evening, there was a very strange car wandering around the house several times. At some point, we had to call the police to make sure that those people wouldn't come in during the night. So wasn't that a nice adventure during our evening dinner? So quiet, so calm here.
So cold, the dinner.
So cold, yes. But it was good. We had very good lasagna, thanks to Martijn. Martijn, I know you're watching this. Thank you. Our secret is safe with you. Well, thank you. It's so amazing to have this wonderful butterfly community. Okay, let's head off with this week's new challenge. Before I start with the challenge, you know I have a couple of shout outs to give. The first one goes to Mary Haslam. I hope I'm saying this right. Mary, you said yourself that you finally started to show your spread instead of just looking around, and I wanted to acknowledge you for that. Welcome for real to the challenge, and I really hope that you will continue on sharing your layers. I know it's a scary thing to do, but as you could see, you're still around to tell the story. So keep on doing that, because what you're sharing is just amazing. So thank you for doing it. The second one goes to Christy Vincent Hall. What got me speechless, like I am now, when I saw Christy's post, is that not only is she sharing her layers, but she's explaining in such details why she's doing what for every layer, that I think that for all those out there who are still looking for their way through our journaling, it's very helpful for those who already know what to do, how to do what is a better way to say it. It's very helpful to have people within our group like Christy sharing what she's doing, how she's doing it, and why she's doing it that way. So Christy, thank you so much for making the community what it is. This makes me so happy to be part of this amazing butterfly community. Yeah, and I know it might sound cheesy when I say it over and over again, but you know it's true.
It's true.
Okay, she knows I'm serious. I mean it when I say stuff like that. So we are on week 40 of this A Layer a Day challenge, which will go from October 5th until October 12th. And of course, we are starting with a new month. So we're starting with a new theme. And I wanted to stay close to home to what we had last month. But instead of taking a step further, we're going to take a step back. Don't try to look for any logic in that. That's just my logic. It's Christy with a K, Abby. So our step back is going to be the flow.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. That is something that we hear all the time. We always hear the saying when it comes to art channeling especially, just go with the flow. What is the flow? Kathleen, I'm asking you.
For me,
what is the flow?
The flow for me is fun.
There you go. Fun. Simple as that.
Simple as that. If I don't have fun, I don't get anything on my paper.
There you go. That is your flow. That was it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Bye.
So, we each have our own interpretation of flow. For Kathleen, is having fun. For me, it's a kind of concentration. Now, before I go into that, I wanted to explain why I came up with this challenge. I'm actually reading this book. Well, I should say I'm trying to read this book because it's damn hard. So the title is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. He's just a Nobel Prize winner, nothing fancy. It's all about what's going on in our head, how we proceed with our thoughts, and I wanted to read this book to understand how we proceed about thinking about our art channeling. And what made me come up with this challenge is what they say about flow in the book. So, most conscious intellectual activity like thinking or like reasoning, it all demands a certain amount of willpower. When we need to sort our thoughts, we need to be proactive about it. It demands an effort of some kind. Yet some activities don't at all. Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted by the comments. I'll come back to that later on. So this psychologist called, and I have to look it up, Csikszentmihalyi, I said it correctly, Csikszentmihalyi, he looked into what that flow actually is, and he came up with the name flow. And his definition of that is that it's a state of effortless concentration so deep that we lose a sense of time, sense of ourselves, and sense of our problems. Let me read that again, just for myself, so that I understand what this is all about. So, it's a state of effortless concentration so deep that we lose sense of time, sense of ourselves, and sense of our problems. And he says that the state of joy that we get out of it makes it into an optimal experience. And then he goes on, this Professor Csikszentmihalyi, where he says that many activities can induce a sense of flow, and he gives two examples, being painting and motorcycling. Painting is actually an activity that can properly induce the sense of flow. Just how cool is that?
We knew that.
So when we say go with the flow, it's a thing that exists in psychology. And then we each give it our own interpretation. For Kathleen, it's a sense of fun. For me, it's a sense of concentration. And that is what I want you to have a look at this week. What does that flow mean to you? Just observe. Just have a look at what that means for you. So, Maybe you haven't experienced it just yet, especially if you're new to art journaling, but maybe you've already experienced it in another activity. Have you experienced it in another activity?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Okay, but you've experienced it in art journaling.
In art journaling, yes.
Okay, so Six Sense Mihaly was right. He says that painting is a very good activity to induce that state of mind.
It's true.
There we go. I, for myself, experienced it for the very first time in something completely different. I experienced it when like I told you, I had to do this very big job. It was on the work floor many years ago. I think it was like 20 years ago, where I had to organize part of a schedule in a very big Excel file, and I was so not wanting to do that because I knew it was a huge amount of work. I knew it would demand a lot of concentration, a lot of focus. I couldn't afford to make any mistakes. So what I did was to pop some music on, one song on replay. I even remember which song it is, but I don't want to go into those details now. And before I knew it, my work was done. It was perfect. Time had gone by like this. And I was very aware of it because it was such a strong and amazing experience. And the only place that I have experienced it to that extent is in my art journaling. So even if you haven't experienced it yet in your art journaling, you might want to have a look at where you have experienced it elsewhere. And to you, I would say the other way around. Maybe you can see if you can take your art journaling experience into daily life and see if you can have that sense of flow in other activities. Okay, you can do with that whatever you want. So for this week, we're just going to stay in that observational mode and put those observations into our art journal. Now, you might wonder what the difference is with what we did last week, because last week it was all about comfort zone. But for me, the main difference is that comfort zone was journaling with all our go-tos, whether this time it's not about the actual part of art journaling, but it's about what's going on inside of us and what we do with that while we are art journaling. Do you have any tips for beginners?
Beginners?
Yes, those who are just starting into art journaling, how can they get into that flow? What would you say to someone who's just starting out and has a hard time? Do you have any tips for them?
They have to have fun. If they don't have fun, it won't come out.
Okay.
And they won't learn.
Okay. How could they induce a sense of fun into it? How do you induce a sense of fun in your art journaling?
I just do something.
And you enjoy it?
Yeah, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the results. And they are my feelings at that moment.
Okay.
So it's black. Yeah, it's black. But I'm not a drama queen.
No, you're definitely not a drama queen. That's the least that we can say.
Drama on my paper. But it's more, I don't know where I'm going on my paper. It's gray, black, brown.
Did you know that black is actually the color of willpower and strength?
That's me.
There you go. She's a strong woman. Before I go into further details, I want to catch up on the comments because I haven't read them for a while. Victoria Hills. Oh, it's another Victoria Hills. Victoria Hills says KKK. Okay. Jane says it's very profound and very telling. Thank you. For me, the state describes the state he describes is using my intuition. Okay, that sounds right. You become absorbed and lose track of time. I have that when reading a fantasy book, with painting or art journaling, or often get disturbed by my cats or the birds in the garden. Yes, they can. For me, it's something like is going to happen right now. That's the kind of disturbance that I get. Like I said, we have a lot of friends together. You have to calm down. Look who we have here. May I introduce to you my sweet butterflies. This is Sir David from Chocolate Baroque.
Hello.
He is the person responsible for all these beautiful stamps coming out. Yeah, I know, that's hard for you. So, David and Leslie came over, especially from the UK, to celebrate our birthdays, because we're celebrating 2 birthdays today, and I'm so glad to have them all with me here today. Can you tell I'm just
Glowing.
Glowing all over. Even if I look like super pale, but hey, who cares?
You glow. Glowing.
I glow? Yeah, that's because I'm hot probably. Okay, so for me it's always a book or when I'm cooking. So hard to do just one layer when you are in the flow. Maybe take out some more journals. Danielle, that's what I was going to say. If you have a hard time stopping with one layer, the thing with the challenge is just do it daily. I don't care if you do one layer and then stop, as long as you journal each and every day. If you're sure that you can come back to it tomorrow, by all means, make it 10 layers a day, but do it daily. That's the important part of it. The thing is that we give ourselves those 5 minutes of love and self-care on a daily basis. Thank you for jumping in. He knows I love him. So Lisa is saying, for me, it's when I'm working on a very detailed botanical drawing. I lose myself in the fine details, almost like meditation. Actually, meditation is a very close state of mind to that flow. So that's what it is. Maybe several journals to work in. That's what Gerda is saying. Marie Fitzgerald is saying, good morning, ladies. I think you just have to put something down on paper. Pick colors you like and then see what happens. I very much enjoy being part of Ellen.
Yeah, so true.
Thank you, Marie. Thank you so, so much. Hello, lovely stem guy. I'll tell him. He already ran off, but I'll tell him. Morning, Sir David. I find it with journaling and I get lost in the project and lose time. That's the exact definition of the flow that Professor, I have to look it up again, Csikszentmihalyi gave to it. So that is my challenge for you this week. Take a step back, observe what your flow means to you, and put that in your art journal. I'm very curious to see where this is going to take us all. Oh yes, I still have one more tip for the beginners. If you don't know where to start, just look in the group. We have amazing butterflies
And the over.
who show their daily spreads. And if you don't know where to start, we talked about it yesterday. Just start by copying.
Yeah.
And once you're done and fed up with copying, you will start doing your own thing. But if you don't know where to start, just start there. But start. That's the most important thing. I had the flow this week already. That's why we started with the comfort zone, because I knew that it would be very close to this one. And then now you can just look at what happened last week and continue going. And Abby, your comment is being hidden again. There we go. That's all I have. Do you have anything else?
Nope, party. Party.
No, the party is tonight. We still have a full day.
Whole day.
It all just clicked. That's the point, Abby. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I was just going to say, I hope we can do this more often.
Okay.
Seriously. For my patrons, remember that new extra little thing that I was talking about, the daily vlogs, so the daily short videos. One of those will probably be a little behind the scenes before we started this live. Those two crazy chickens getting ready to stream. Because yes, Martijn has been filming. So that will probably be one of those videos that goes up next week. If you want to have a laugh, that will be the place to be. But there will also be serious stuff like my Layers Day and a whole bunch of things. We're starting on Monday. The first one will go up in the general group for all the patrons, in the general Facebook group for all the patrons. That one is only for patrons. So if you want to have access to it, check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description of this video. And now we're going to head off and get ready for the party that is tonight. Don't forget to put down a layer a day this week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Butterfly kisses. I need to shut it down. Where's my mouse? Right here. Right here.